There's been quite a few miracles that have stood out to us. I remember one time we were in Walmart and we walked to a older gentleman that was in a wheelchair, and we asked him if we could pray for him, and he was paralyzed from the waist down. And so we began to pray for him, and I asked him to close his eyes, and I said, I'm gonna just lay hands on you, and then I'm gonna begin to touch you and tell me if you have any feeling. And so we started to do with that, and when I got to the part that he was paralyzed in, he just began to weep and cry, and he just began to say, you're touching me in my legs. And right then, like, he received feeling in his legs. He got up out of his wheelchair. We had a prophetic word for him about music. We didn't know anything about him, and he said, I used to be a worship leader. And he had abandoned it all because of what had happened to him. And so he, that moment, encountered God, and it just changed his life. And we've had a lot of encounters like that, even in Walmart, where we've seen miracles take place. People's backs get healed. People forgive other people. That led to physical healing, things like that. We kind of consider Walmart like our stomping ground, because we used to pray forever about, God, let there be a revival even in Walmart, because it's like the popular store to shop at. And now every time we go outreach, we go to Walmart and see awesome things. So what we feel for this hour is what we feel should have been happening along the way. And I think the church has tried to make it happen, but we haven't been able to find balance in preaching the solid gospel with sound doctrine and moving in the supernatural. There seems like it was either or for some reason. But what I see God doing is bringing balance back to it, to where we can preach the gospel, we can talk about, heaven and hell, but we can also do it with power and with anointing. And I had an encounter with God about 15 years ago where basically I just got tired of praying about it and believing for it. And long story short, it was time for me to just start doing it. And so we started going into Walmarts, and we started going into our own city and praying for people and seeing miracles. And it was like, oh, so this is what this looks like. And so we realized, by doing that, it helps people encounter God at a way they've never encountered him before. And we live in a world now where even with this generation, they want the supernatural. They don't want to just hear about God, but they really want to see him. They want to experience him, and they need to see him in a way that is beyond what anyone else can explain. So, and we've been seeing a lot of that. We've gone into emergency rooms, prayed for people, seen here miracles. Downtown, when we go to different nations, we see miracles, and we believe we haven't even touched a glimpse of it yet.